And I also wanted to show one really good illustration about this point. Like, it's only enough to learn Russian for Russians specifically. Because here is this channel, Bankrupt. Yeah, he basically travels post-Soviet world, and yeah, so I think like yeah, everyone is pretty much familiar of how traveling by plane in US looks like. Like, you even like low cost things, you go to airport, you board like a pretty modern plane. Maybe sometimes it's not modern, but yeah, like imagine this same thing, but within the Soviet Union. So what can you expect from it? Here is An-2, An-2,
A Ukrainian plane.
a Ukrainian plane in, I think it's Tajikistan or something like that. So yeah, everybody speaks Russian because Russian was forced on them. It's the first thing, but then can you like yeah, look at the conditions of this plane. It's also really noisy, and they still travel like that. This is a very recent video. This is a very recent video, and like um, traveling like in post-Soviet space by plane within your country or within like post-Soviet space cannot look like that. I think yeah, like I think this is like a pretty common sight somewhere in Siberia or something, where you will board this 1950s. I think it's 1950s plane. I think P might be 60s version. So basically, you're flying a 1960s plane, which looks like a marshutka, which looks like you're somewhere in Africa. Also, you can see right here, pilots are using a smartphone with Waze or Google Maps or what is it to navigate. So so if you want to live like that, Russian is enough. Russian is enough. If you think this is acceptable, if you think this is a acceptable way of living in a modern world, and you don't need anything else, and you're good to go. Russian is your friend. Yeah, like learning Russian and you can travel 1/6 of the world and stuff. You can like for a person who already lives in the Western world, already knows something like English, maybe like is his primary language or like a second language, which he speaks often. Like a trip to Russia might be something like like an exotic place to visit, really. And if you see all these old planes, all Soviet stuff, all of that like romanticized in Western media to a great extent. Like if you watched Stranger Things, you know there's this like trope of bad Russian, bad Soviets, and they exploded to death. So really visiting the place is like maybe an exotic thing, but what a Western person needs to understand about this part of Earth is that this exact place that is exotic for you and you can choose to live anytime you want is actually a jail. And it's not only like it's not like maybe Soviet Union was a literal jail because you were not allowed to leave, but nowadays only knowing Russian is a factor in your inability to leave. Like you only know Russian, and you live in some Ust somewhere, Nizhny something, as you said, and you basically can't live anywhere else. You can if you can't receive like classes, if you can't attend classes to learn English, or you don't want to because you think Russian is great, then you end up like a lot of Russians in Germany who still don't know German, a lot of Russians in Estonia who who know nothing of local culture, or something like Medvedchuk in Ukraine who lived most of his life here. He appeared to not know shit about Ukraine.